So now I got weasel fever. Hey, good morning. There's a little bit of fresh snow this morning, not much. But I'm out for a morning drive. I've been hiking so much. I've had some really great gray owl hikes lately. And so I've been spending a lot of time hiking around, photographing and looking for great gray owls. So I haven't been out driving much, and so it's been kind of a nice little change of pace for me this morning to get out for sunrise, even though it's totally cloudy and a little bit of light snow falling, so there's no real sunrise. But I came out to look for, critters, moose or, whatever happened to be out this morning. And so far I've seen a bunch of moose, but they were a long ways away, and nothing really going on. I've made a few kind of artsy-fartsy photos of snow-covered trees, which I have a great time doing. And I'm just kind of enjoying the drive. It's been actually probably a couple of weeks since I've been out kind of on a driving around photography mission. So it's kind of nice to be out here this morning. Anyway, I will continue along my way here, and I hope I find something interesting to photograph. I'm looking. I got a bald eagle in the sagebrush over here, which is interesting. There's some kind of a carcass over here. There's a bunch of ravens on it, and I can't tell what the carcass is. Alright, the eagle thing is over. I might have got a decent takeoff shot out of that. Maybe not. It happened really fast. A snowplow came by and scared the eagle away. So it did take off. It didn't take off right at me, which was a bummer, but it kind of took off sideways and turned away. Did a loop around, so I got a couple of flight shots, and then it flew away. So that was a nice little opportunity. Nothing great there, but better than nothing. So now I'm going to keep on moving, see what else I can run into. It's a good start, though. I'll take it. Well, this should be a surprise to no one. After the snowstorm that was happening earlier in the day, it got me all excited to come out and look for owls. And now I'm heading to go for a walk in the woods and see if I can find an owl. So there's fresh snow, only about maybe an inch and a half, something like that, but enough to cover, some of the branches of the evergreens and just make it look gorgeous. There's also a chance that maybe I'll get some of that snow flying through here as well, in the air, which would be great. But in the meantime, that's what I'm doing, and I'm sure it's not a shock to any of you. I'm not even surprised myself that the fresh snow made me want to get out here. So I'm going to go cruise around in the woods, see what happens. Hope to get lucky. All right, so I'm keeping my eye on the owl up here. Make sure I don't miss it. If it flies away, I got to see where it's going. But it seems to just be hanging out right now, not actively hunting. But when I found the owl, I was just out hiking around with this setup, which is the D850 with a 300 f4 lens, kind of my scouting recon lens, which is awesome. but I wanted to run back to the car and grab the 600 so I could shoot from a little further back and or get some nice close-up stuff. So I took a gamble there because once you leave, the owl can leave too, and I'd hate to leave an owl and then lose it and not find it for the rest of the night. So I did get lucky and the owl stayed put, so I was able to run back to the car, grab the 600, head back over here, and the owl's still in the exact same spot it was. It's still looking pretty mellow and calm, like it's not actively hunting yet, and it's kind of tucked up in the deep into the tree a little bit. But ideally it will kind of come out onto the branches where there's some snow and hopefully start hunting in this fresh snow. There's like, how much? I don't know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of fresh snow here. And I'm excited to have found an owl. Now I just gotta hope the owl cooperates and hope that I don't screw it up. I blew a shot the other night that would have been fantastic, and I just flat out missed, and I'm a bit ashamed of myself. But it happens to us all, and it was a good reminder to make sure I'm staying focused and don't make that mistake again. So this looks good. It's a nice setup. Now we just gotta keep fingers crossed for the owl to cooperate and do something photogenic, and hopefully catch some dinner here in a little bit. But this is, I will say, this is a perfect like gear setup for me. I've got the 600 f4 on a D850 there, and I've got a 300 f4 on a D850 here, and I'm ready for just about anything with this setup. And obviously I'm super grateful and super lucky that I have this gear. This is a pretty amazing setup to be able to run around the woods with, and I recognize that. But yeah, I'm ready for close and far and tight and fast action and high resolution and everything. So just gotta hope the bird is ready for that too. The bird sees a golden eagle circling way up there. Way, way, way up there. I think it's a golden eagle. Bald eagle. All right, the owl just went down to the ground there. Caught a little gopher or something in the snow about, I don't know, 20 feet from me, really close. Got some nice close-ups. There was some grass and stuff in the way, so it wasn't perfect, but really cool. And then I think because I was so close to it, it didn't want to sit there on the grass and eat it in front of me. So it flew up into these trees over here to eat it. Kind of disappeared. I mean, it sat there for an hour. I waited and waited and waited for an hour for that bird to do that. And I think I got some good photos out of it. But hopefully now that means it's in hunting mode for the rest of the evening. So maybe we'll get active and different perches and more opportunities like that, because that was super fun. Shot that with the 600 f4. I was at f5 ISO 1600 and 2,000th of a second. So everything should have worked out there. Assuming I kept my autofocus target on the bird, everything should be super sharp and beautiful. As it kind of dove down and came across the dark timber, I think those are going to be some striking images with the contrast of the light bird getting the reflected sunlight off of the snow and then the dark background. It should be sweet. anyway, awesome start to the evening here. Now I'm going to go see if I can find the bird again. Boy, am I glad I brought the 600 with me today. I normally don't like carrying it around the woods because it's such a pain in the ass. But I was chasing this owl around in the woods and I saw a little white flash out of the corner of my eye. So I ran over there and it was a little white weasel. And I'm still kind of looking around because I lost it now. I had like a 60-second encounter with a weasel, which for me, that's by far my longest ever encounter with a weasel. Usually I see them and I like lift up my camera and then they disappear. I have no good shots of weasels. And I got some okay shots of weasels here. I'm not sure if any of them are going to be really good or not. It all happened so fast. I'm trying to remember what all just happened, but that was super cool. So I needed the big lens to capture that little white bugger. And he's so fast. But so he's running around in the trees down here on the ground hunting. And ooh, I just saw something move. I don't know. It's so hard to see him because he blends in so well. But anyway, that was awesome. So now I got weasel fever. But there's still an owl around too. So I still haven't refound the owl after it hunted and caught that rodent. So now I've got a double mission. I got to find an owl and a weasel. But what a fun thing. So I'm extra stoked for that. The owl photos were great, and I'm not sure if the weasel photos are great or not, but it was great seeing a weasel for sure. So cool. And right up close. That was nice. Alright, I'm going to keep looking. Put this camera away so I don't miss any more shots, because I'm busy videotaping. So I found owl number 1. Owl number 1 being the owl that I watched for a while and then went down, caught a critter, and then flew up into this group of trees over here. So I decided to walk around some more in case I could find another owl. After the ermine encounter, of course. What do I see? I'm not sure if you'll see it on this. I don't even know. But anyway, there's another great gray owl right up in there. Right up in that tree. Somewhere right in there. Right on that branch, I think. But anyway, so that's owl number 2. And he's just chilling. But I'm set up here, hopeful that this owl's going to start hunting too. This meadow is perfect. Fresh snow, nice deep grass, and there's gophers in here for sure. If there's another owl and an ermine hunting nearby, so super cool evening, huh? Let's see what this guy does. Hopefully something good, but if not, still awesome. 2 owls and a weasel. Now that's a good night. That was so cool. So owl number 2 did almost the same thing as owl number 1, except owl number 2 didn't catch a gopher. It flew down off that perch and bang, landed 30 feet from me probably this time. Which was awesome. It didn't catch anything, but it stayed on the ground and like looked forward under the ground a little bit more. And then it flew right back up to the exact perch where it was before. That was cool. Now he's definitely in hunting mode, so I'm gonna kind of relocate here. See if something good happens again. That'd be awesome. All right. I'm not sure if I can find where that owl went down. There'd be some marks in the snow. Yeah, right here. This is where it landed, right here. And there was no gopher there when it got there. And then the owl is sitting right up here. So he just came out, glided down, and then boom, there's where his feet hit. And he didn't find what he was looking for. But I guarantee there was a gopher there at some point. He heard it, but it must have just moved while it was in flight or something. But so cool. Well, owl number 2 disappeared. It was up in this tree over here, and a bald eagle came screaming through here, and it scared the bejesus out of him. So he hopped up tight up into this tree up close to the trunk and disappeared. So I'm going to take that as my cue to end this wonderful day. So good night, and thank you to owl number 1 over there, somewhere over there. Good night, and thank you to owl number 2 right over here, somewhere up in those trees. And also thank you to the little weasel, wherever that thing went. Super fun night. Geesh, that doesn't happen very often, but I'll take it when it does. So much fun, and hope you're having fun watching the video. It's a lot of work to make these things, and I miss a lot of shots making them too, unfortunately. Tonight I didn't, I don't think. But I usually do because I'm futzing with the video equipment or something. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. And have a great night. See you next time.